Hello and welcome to coverage of Grand Prix Z for the MSEM format. I'm Caillou, and today we're going to be watching the round 4 match between Cajun, who is on red-white cat tax, and Chumbeque, who is on black-red aristocrats. So both players are playing out their first turn here. The difference is Chumbeque has a turn 1 play in Shadowbrand Console, 2-1 for 1, which has basically a recursive ability. So both these players are on aggressive decks. But as we're about to see here, unlike Chumbeque's deck, Cajun's deck has some controlling elements, playing this Disseminate, essentially exiling it unless Chumbeque can pay 1, Chumbeque can't. This also gets around its recursive ability, which is really good. Disseminate is one of the 2 cards that the deck is named for. It's where the tax comes from, because it's a really good tempo removal spell. Cajun's deck, I don't think it only has one drop creature, despite being like an aggressively oriented deck. The reason for this is that it can play like a more controlling mid-rangey game, so that it has more effectiveness against other like decks that would normally like crush aggressive shells. It's able to put on pressure without being super linear and vulnerable. So Cajun tapping out turn 2 for Performer of Desire. This is a really strong card, and I don't know that Chumbeque has any way to remove it. Main, at least. But yeah, Performer of Desire here just like really good. Because if it ever flips, it becomes A, an indestructible blocker if that's something that Cajun needs, or B, just like the fastest clock ever. It allows Cajun to like accelerate out a bunch of threats, because Chumbeque's deck is by all rights faster. It definitely it has like a plethora of 1-drops. It goes like balls to the wall, pedal to the metal, aggressive, and then can finish out by just sacking a bunch of creatures and draining its opponent for a bunch. But Cajun might be able to outrace it by just having tempo plays. Meanwhile, Chumbeque's going to tap for a Departed Evangel, yet another recursive threat, and then Autumnal Watch, which is one of the sack outlets in the deck. This is pretty good with Departed Evangel, because next turn Chumbeque can sack Departed Evangel to try and hit more gas after attacking with it, and then just recast it. Okay, so Cajun has a Forgotten Step. If you're Cajun here, what do you want? Do you want an Ozin to be able to grab the Departed Evangel? Maybe? Because I think you don't want anything. You want to be able to keep Performer up safely, I think. A Taichamp would also work, because it would get 3 damage in. It also functions as a blocker, though, like a first strike blocker with Flash. You're not required to attack with it. So Cajun could just do that and then kill either Departed Evangel or Autumnal Watch. I think you probably want to kill Autumnal Watch if Chumbeque attacks with that. So Cajun plays a land, is going to tap out 4. A Flashback Disseminate, exiling Autumnal Watch. I always forget that this card has Flashback. And maybe Chumbeque did too.
I don't think they were. Yeah, I don't think they were prepared for this card to have Flashback. Hi everybody, by the way. Had a momentary hiccup. I'm sure we're just gonna get that cut out, but we are back. I missed the first few turns, so what's happening? What's going on?
So Chumbeque played a recursive 1-drop turn 1, and then it immediately got disseminated. Cajun tapped out for Performer turn 2, and then on Chumbeque's turn 2 played 2 2-drops, passed back, and then now Cajun's just attacking him with the Performer after disseminating Autumnal Watch. I'm interested by the disseminating Autumnal Watch over Evangel, because
Yeah, well, the thing is, if you target Departed Evangel with not Autumnal Watch, with Disseminate, they just sack it in response, and you can get that back.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Because as long as you have 1 life to pay, that angel can be on the battlefield. Okay, just fetching a basic mountain with the Shardstone Rift.
Yeah, I think Chumbeque's deck, both the problem and like the good part about it is how fast it can dump its hand. Like we're seeing here,
Oh,
Cunning
it's
Cephalomancer,
super
Devouring
creature
Flame,
heavy.
um,
Yeah.
and just swing back. But the problem is Chumbeque is already at 12 life, um,
Mm-hmm.
and if Cajun just has the right tools to be able to deal with this board, it can get over super quickly. Of course, the problem with having such a wide board for Cajun is that Cajun, I don't think, can like safely play his walkers because they just kind of get eaten
No.
immediately by Chumbeck's
Yeah.
board. If Cajun has a land here,
Especially
though,
with.
could just go land, flip Performer of Desire, and then I think that gives Cajun a faster clock because Cajun just kills next turn.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
They might.
I don't think I think Chumbeck's deck is strong, but I'm struggling to think of how it would deal um, upwards of 17 damage in a turn.
Yeah. That. Eh,
Oh, and yep, has the land.
that seems.
And
Yep.
Cajun doesn't even have to
Play
worry
the
about
land.
these
We're gonna
main
see what
lands
he does
because they're
here.
turned off. Yeah, I see no reason to not just flip Performer here.
Right. Flip Performer. Get that trigger whenever it attacks. You can get uh, even more mana to use. So.
Yeah, like
Yep.
assuming that Cajun has like 2 points of burn or like 2 burn spells in hand, could just kill
Mm-hmm.
like Chumbeck on the spot here even.
Yeah, and Chumbeck's list is 40 creatures, so Cajun does not have to worry about any removal. Free to tap out for this Pyrus.
Mm-hmm.
And without any flyers, this Pyrus is going to get in for 4, maybe
It's already a
depending on what.
6 because remember the pump carries over to the flip.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
So
So
it's
it's going to
minimum
be 6
6,
this
could be
turn.
up to 8. I think if you're Cajun, you just keep. I don't think you pump.
I think you save it. You wait. You try to do some interaction. Maybe take out the devouring flame on a attack back.
Oh, so it's gonna pump once, hit for 7.
Mm-hmm.
Chumbeck goes down to 5. I think if you have any burn, you point it at face, honestly, because or maybe it's better to be safer than sorry. I guess. Okay, so going to end, um, probably has a Rog's Frenzy then. So end of turn.
End of turn. We are paying 1. Oh, cycling. All right.
Oh, it's a cycling land. Interesting.
Yeah, I didn't see those registered in this list. All right, let's
I've never
go.
seen the cycling lands played before, but I guess they are
I
good in
this
like
is
this type of deck. Where like past a certain, once you have
yeah,
a
man.
certain number of lands, you're like, okay, I'm set.
Don't need any lands past 3. Might as well get some
And
cards.
Cradle of Corruption, really good in an Aristocrats deck.
But it might just be you want. I think you want this on earlier turns where you can swing your board and get counters on this early.
Mm-hmm.
Know how well this is going to do now.
So Chumbeck's running out for 3 and goes up to 6 life,
Probably
but
just
that
gonna.
doesn't matter because Chumbeck just takes 6 in the air next turn.
Yeah, Pyrus. Mm-hmm.
Unless Chumbeck has like a
With
plays a blood artist, sacks like Cephalomancer and Evangel, or like sacks Evangel,
yeah,
pays 1 for the Cephalomancer to draw a card, but then you still lose 1 life. No, yeah, Chumbeck's just saying
but
GG. We're
yep.
going to game
Nope. They
2.
still decide they just want to move to sideboarding, see what they can put in, see what their deck does after post game or post
Yeah.
board.
And that's just a testament to
Which
how,
I
how
think.
crazy strong Pyrus is and why I think this is a format you need to run interaction in. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Oh
let's
yeah.
look at Cajun sideboard. I think Sigil and maybe Guiding Light are the 2 cards that are coming in.
Definitely Guiding Light because that turns off the what is it? What do you call it? The Twilight Blades. It turns off Twilight
It
Blade
turns off Wildborn
and
Swindler.
oh no,
It.
it turns off Blood Artist, but Twilight Blade does damage to each opponent, so it doesn't even turn off Twilight Blade
Oh, interesting.
because you, yeah,
Oh, that's weird. So it turns off
because you
Blood
don't have
Artist and
protection,
Wildborn
you just have
Swindler,
Hex.
but nothing else. Huh.
Mm-hmm.
It could be good to protect from. I guess if Chumbeck has Stolen Secrets, they're probably going to be playing it on turn 1. But if Chumbeck like happens to draw into
Yeah.
like discard later on, it can protect against that. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and Sigil of Radiance is just like
Really?
the nut because it stops any recursion Chumbeck could have. So yeah. So I think maybe like
Yep.
one
Really, I
Guiding Light,
think
two Sigil of Radiance is my prediction.
that's what I'm thinking. Because there's not much else you want to bring in on this sideboard. I mean, Cajun's main deck looks really well stacked up against this 40 card
Yeah,
Aristocrats.
maybe if Cajun wants more interaction, might bring in the
Hmm
Unceasing Flames, but I don't know about that, honestly.
I honestly at what is it, sorcery speed, I think Cajun's just fine with the main list he has right now.
Yeah, fair.
Um,
On Chumbeck's side,
because
I
you might
think probably the Stolen Secrets and then Rogar's Frenzy would be my thought.
I definitely see Rogar's Frenzy coming in here. It gives you removal. It's it'd be the one instance of removal that you could put in this deck. And it also gives you 2 tokens to convert to Blood Artist damage or just attacking.
Yep.
Uh, now, I could see a case where Unceasing Flames comes in and Scorch comes out. Oh, but we are right back in it.
Oh, okay. And Chumbeck playing, yep, Cradle,
And
like
this
you were
is what I'm
saying
saying.
last game. This is exactly when you want to play Cradle.
Yep.
But then also I'm wondering, because Chumbeck it does have like a very aggressive curve. I feel like maybe
hmm
having a tap land turn 1 isn't what you want to be doing. Because...
Uh, oh, go ahead.
No, that's all I was going to say.
Yeah, I could see the case where if your hand, is just the deck is just a bunch of 1-drops. So I could see waiting a turn to make sure you have your entire graveyard recursion set up and kind of demand that Cajun answer to this land or, be threatened by it.
Mm-hmm. So Chumbeck plays 2 Shadowban consoles. Cajun doesn't have the Disseminate, but he does have the turn 2 Sigil. Just going to shut off any
There we
and all
go.
recursion. He is going to take 4 this
All
turn,
right.
though. Does Cajun have any Shaldrin's
But
Rage in this
honestly,
list?
when
No. I'm
following up
surprised
a
at no Shaldrin's Rage in the 75, especially given the meta.
mhm. Maybe he just felt comfortable, with spot removal.
Mhm.
But you got to feel really good. You see a turn 1 Cradle of Corruption, and your answer is turn 2 Sigil of Radiance. That's got to feel great.
Yeah, it's still like I think without Shaldrin's Rage, there really isn't a way to like stop a board this scary. And God,
No,
Chumbeck
Devouring
wanted to
Flame.
just like sack stuff to Devouring Flame and then recur it. He wanted that so bad.
The goldfish on this hand looks insane because you can just keep recurring these Shadowban consoles to Devouring Flame.
Hmm. So Cajun is really lucky to have that turn 2 Sigil.
Oh yeah.
Need something
I wonder if
impactful here,
that's
though.
if they did. Yeah, still, I could see a Azen coming in. I could see
I
that,
think
or
Champion works. Champion works.
maybe Champion into Scorch. I don't know.
Hmm. Yeah, that looks like it. And here, yeah,
Yep, there you go.
there you go. I mean, kill a creature, gain 3, like turn.
Well, yeah, there we go. Chumbeck's just gonna sack it to itself to prevent that life gain,
Okay.
which is a smart play.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's when you can make Lightning Helix cost 1. That's pretty great.
Hmm. I think, of course, Cajun would probably have preferred a Performer there. Same curve as last game.
Yeah.
But Champion is good, and I think if Cajun has like a burn heavy hand, can just like machine gun down Chumbeck's board, gain back all the life he's going to be losing, and then oh
Right.
no, but Chumbeck has
Oh.
the Rogars. Did bring that in, and that's the interaction
There
that
we go.
Chumbeck needed. Yep, it swings out
This
for 4.
game, 4 more. This game might get out of hand really quickly. Cajun already down to 12
Yeah, 3
life.
turn clock right there.
Yep, and depending on what they have next turn, the Rogar tokens, just an additional thing to just mess up this board state and make it really awkward for Cajun spot removal.
And keeping 1 up here is actually pretty smart because it means that Disseminate can't kill one of the Shadowban console, and if Cajun has different removal for the Shadowban console, can just recur it at end of turn. It's like there's
nope.
Like
Sigil of Radiance.
Oh, well,
would keep it from coming back.
I feel like I should have forgotten about that in like the 1 turn interim. Ouch.
But we are going to see with 4 lands, 2 plains, and 2 spiraling canyons, we're going to see what Cajun can do.
And there's the Performer.
There's the Performer.
I feel like Cajun top decked this because Or I guess might have wanted to gain back
I
the life, but I think Performer is
I
just
feel
crazy
like
here.
yeah, Performer's a nut draw, and I feel like maybe Cajun was trying to maybe he saw the sideboard Rogar's Frenzy and was trying to see, hey, you either have an answer for this or this life is going to take over.
Yeah, and interestingly here, um, uh, Cajun can pump Performer and block one of the Shadowban consoles. Ooh,
Yeah,
but
and then live. Oh,
ouch. Um, so Chumbeque has a Blood Artist, but then Cajun
decided.
Cajun has a response to
Oh,
Flame,
yeah,
so it must be Rogar's, right?
maybe
Or Disseminate,
it must be
because
Rogar's.
Disseminate he wouldn't cast it. Yeah,
No,
Rogar's
not
playing
on not with two
killing.
lands.
Oh,
Okay,
killing
he's
a
gonna.
console. Interesting.
Okay, so in response to casting the Devouring Flame, they're gonna kill one of the consoles, and now that is stuck in the graveyard.
Hmm.
Uh, Cajun slowly clawing his way back into this game.
Yeah, the Blood Artist definitely does make it scary, but then without the recursive ability of the Shadowban consoles, it's still very
Hmm.
manageable. Um,
Now
oh,
I
and
wonder,
Chumbeck just
yeah,
passes, doesn't
choosing
even attack with the shadow. Oh, because I guess you don't want to trade with. I think you want to trade with Performer though. Like,
you hope to trade with Performer, but I mean, Cajun would just take it, go to 10, and then swing out with Performer, and you have nothing to block it
I
with.
mean,
Uh,
I mean, Chumbeck won't have anything to block it with anyways because Cajun can just flip it. So I
right.
think Chumbeck
But
by
this is
all
also
rights should have just
saying,
swung out with Shadowban there.
yeah, this is also saying that, I want you to commit. So if Cajun does transform this Performer, he no longer has access to any of the white mana for the turn, just for red, which could be, a game plan that we're trying to go to here. And it does tap them out. So there's no follow ups of disseminates. There's no seekers that they can drop afterwards.
Yeah, if Cajun, of course, the thing is, if Cajun has the fifth land, that would be perfect because then you have
Yeah,
you can like pay 4 to flip Performer, have a white mana up to be able to cast anything that you want to main 2 or disseminate like you were saying. Yeah, I think if you're Cajun is low on life. If you're Cajun here, do you just go for the throat and try to like flip Performer, try to go for the same line as last game, or do you play? I think you play kind of conservatively here.
I think. I don't know. In this situation, I don't know what the correct play is. I know what I feel. Like my heart, deep down, my heart's telling me just swing out. You've got a indestructible flying menace on your side,
Hmm.
but like the brain says there's something else going on, and I would kind of just I don't know maybe slow roll
Yeah.
it, swing, see how they react with just the attack.
Like maybe like I think disseminate. You just probably like I don't know if disseminate. I think disseminate is like reasonable to play. I think Ozin is not worth it. I can't. I don't know what else Cajun could be mulling over. Maybe Champion of the Red Dawn into more burn. In which case, I think that would be the right play, honestly.
Possible, yeah. Instead of transforming Performer,
Mhm.
just champion and then gain some life
Of
back.
course, you have to kill a Devouring Flame first, but then that's fine, and then you don't gain life
Hmm.
from that.
Okay, I think we are just going to see Performer transformed here.
Unless it's a Seto-san. Oh my god, it is
Oh,
Seto-san. Okay. Um, so create. Oh, it's gonna -2. Um,
yeah. So when you put two counters on a Performer, not only does it have double strike until end of turn, now any activation you put on Performer transforms it.
yeah, so it only needs a single flip next turn. It's also importantly, it's outside of Rogar's range, so Chumbeck doesn't have any way to
Yeah.
interact with it.
No, he is in chump mode for this Performer.
So yeah, just gonna chump with the Shadowban console, drain one with the Blood Artist. Um,
Hmm.
I almost wonder if Cajun should have kept back uh kept back the Performers. I guess keeping back Performer as a blocker doesn't make sense because then Chumbeck just sacks to Devouring Flame and then swings with Devouring Flame at Seto-san. So yeah.
Hmm. Well, I think any damage you point at Seto-san at this point, she's kind of done what Cajun wants her to do, in that it is buffed up this Performer outside of Rogar's
Hmm.
range. So uh, at this point, she takes some damage, and she either gains, quote unquote, gains Cajun 2 life, or she can survive next turn and just clog the board with 1/1 tokens. I think she is absolutely. This
I
is
don't see. The
probably
thing
like
is, I'm
best
not
case
even.
scenario.
Or I guess the 1/1 tokens you gain life slowly. Yeah, actually, okay.
You do
They
slowly gain
gain one
life.
life actually, because the thing I was thinking about is, would it be worth creating tokens even with Blood Artist on the field? But I guess since they have lifelink and gain you one life, it's totally worth it.
Mhm. We are just attacking for 0.
I think probably it's gonna sack
And
Blood Artist before damage,
mhm.
and then drain Cajun for 1. Yeah, and then kill
Yep,
Seto's
drain
Mark.
Cajun for 1, take out Seto. Uh, like I said though, I mean Seto's done what she needed to do.
And
This
doesn't have
is
anything else? Oh, this is
no,
really
wow,
bad
all
for
right.
Chun. Like, because Cajun just like one activation of Performer flips it, um, and then at that point it turns into a what? Into a 5/5?
Now,
No, wait, that would be a 5. It turns into a 4/4 with 3 buffs, so it becomes a 7/7. And then,
yeah.
so is Chumbeque? So yeah, that's disgusting. Chumbeque is dead in 2 or 3 turns. Is basically what I'm saying.
Maybe now they have a frenzy in the graveyard, so I wonder maybe a little bit of a misplay here. Last turn they could have um see spawn the 2 tokens, sacrifice them to Devouring Flame, give it 6. They could have drained Cajun for 9, I think.
Wait, so
With okay, so we're just playing Tam,
oh yikes.
and
So this is 3 plus 7. That's 10 damage this turn, a minimum. And that's not even counting what Cajun could use the red mana for. Yep. So it's a 7/7. Oh god.
7/7 potential to get even bigger. Go all the way up to a 9.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're facing down.
And I guess Cajun only has like 1 card in hand. Yeah, Firebait, so it's pumping it up to 11.
Yep.
And does Cajun have the mana for that? Oh yeah, no. No, Cajun does not have.
No, it's 11 damage total. So you pump Pyrus up to
Yeah,
9.
yeah.
It should be 12 actually, shouldn't it?
Um,
Because Pyrus is a 7/7. Pump it up twice
yeah.
to a
So Cajun is
9/7, and then 10,
so
11,
it's
12
12
from the
damage.
cats.
So
Yeah, there we go.
Chumbeque is definitively dead next turn. And what do they have that can deal 10 damage? Like okay, so so they bring back actually let me think about this. So they bring back Rogar's tokens on end step.
Oh, but they
They
didn't.
forgot. Oh god.
They didn't bring back the tokens.
If they had like Rogar's tokens on end, double Blood Artist, I think that would have done it. But no.
Even just if they did that last turn, spawn the Rogars from their graveyard, you attack with the Devouring Flame, you sack both of them. That pumps it up to 4,
But yeah,
and drains them for
Chumbeque
2.
is just
Yeah,
conceding.
that's just game right there.
And Cajun on red-white cat tax takes a 2-0 over Chumbeque on black-red aristocrats. Good games to both players, but
Performer
yeah.
of Performer of Desire is a card you have to answer in this format.
Yeah, you have to answer or be faster than. And Chumbeque just had one piece of removal, but then having a 40-card creature main deck, you have to just try and be faster. And the problem is
Yep.
just Cajun has more bombs than Chumbeque does, and also has better interaction.
Yeah, I also wonder if that sigil on turn 2, that
Sorry,
probably
that was backbreaking.
really, yeah, probably really set Chumbeque back from what they wanted to just do.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, good games to both players. Until next time, this is Caillou and David signing off.
See you around.